How you going, everybody? Stay Off Grid here. My solar video was very popular on YouTube, so I'm going to go into the system a little bit more and just look at how it's operating at the moment. Alright, so it's 7 in the morning. I've got loads of 80-90 watts. Well, up to, it's just jumped up to 400 there, but basically it's just the fridge and the incubator. The inverter at 7:30 in the morning is only producing 50 watts, so the battery is providing the rest of the power, and it's been doing that all night. So it's still going down, the battery, at the moment. We'll have a look a bit later and see what time it is when it starts filling the battery up again, and we'll also see how far the battery went down. So at the moment, overnight, it's gone from 100% to 72%. That may get down to about 70%. So 30% usage of the battery drained overnight, which is good. It means that, you know, that this capacity I've got is definitely much greater than what I need, but that's good to have. So this is about an hour later. PV's now up to, so we're about 10 past 8 at the moment. PV inverter's up to nearly 400 watts. Loads are only at 127 or 100, about 100. So what I have got out of that 383, I have 186 watts going to the battery. So you can see also by those little dots that the power is coming in from the PV going up into the inverter. Some of it's going to the load, and some of it's going to the battery, and some of it's going to DC power, which is actually the power of this actual panel itself. Okay, that's that. So we looked at it at 7, it was at 72, and it was using the battery. It was using the battery to do the loads. So by 8 o'clock, it's actually starting to replenish the battery. So that's good. All right, so I'm out here at the solar PV inverter, and so we looked at this before, but I'll show you other features of it. So once again, this is one tier, and then there's room for another, there's connections for another tier, another 2 tiers. So yeah, once again, I'm running 15 panels at the moment. I could run, you can run up to 600 volts on this. So you would have 600 volts on one tier, 600 volts on another, 600 volts on another. So that, depending on the size of the panel, could be about, you know, 13 to 20 panels. So let's just say 15 panels on this one, 15 panels on the next one, 15 panels on the next one. So I can create heaps more power than I am at the moment. I'm nowhere near capacity on that one either, because the panels aren't that high voltage anyway. So now on this screen, I don't know if we can see the screen, but it says, it gives you all the information. So we've got 229 volts, it's running, producing 177 watts. Anyway, I can't really read those that good with the camera. You've also got a little Wi-Fi dongle here, which allows me to connect to the connect it up through an app. Just put this camera down for a second. iSolar Cloud. And what I want to do first though is go out of that, go to settings. Oh man. Settings, Wi-Fi. I want to go to this, which is SG8K-D 8KW. That's the SUNGROW number for this, number for the inverter. We've connected to that. Now we go to iSolar, this one here. Log in. Okay, you got to do it the other way. It's a bit silly, a bit fiddly. So first I want to connect to my internet. because it's going to use the internet to log in, then the cloud, log in, so I can see my system here. Click on information, doesn't say nothing. Over here we've got more, our WLAN configuration. So this is asking me to scan the QR code. I'm not sure if it's the one for this one here. Yes, it is. So I'm going to select that. No, I'm going to go back. Alright, there's another one on the side. I'll try that. Oh, that's the wrong one. We'll just go back now to settings. It's a bit fiddly, I think, for me anyway. Go to that. Now go back. Yes, I've got lots of apps. Successfully connected. Next. Click on that one. Don't worry, it's already got the password. Complete. So now I should have local access. Verification. So now it's showing here that I'm producing 180 watts going to the inverter, and then it's going to the grid. It's not actually going to the grid, it's going to the next charger inverter. Now also we should have run information, so everything you can check here, plus somewhere you can get to, oh, here's settings. That's not the ones I want. Operation, oh yes it is. So that's where all your parameters are. So yeah, you've got all your little all the things that you can change settings on. I'm not going to go through the actual settings because I mean there's too much to go through. If someone asks me later, maybe I'll go through that, but there's a whole lot of different parameters in this to set your system up. Alright, so that's the SUNGROW SG, I think it's the SUNGROW SG8K-D. D means dual, although it's actually got 3, so it's not dual. Okay, so now I'm back inside. We'll look at the Victron Energy Quattro 48V 8000VA 110A inverter charger. Now how to set settings for that. So the first thing is that you can use this. So you have all different stuff here. That's just showing you the battery in the top line there. This is showing the Quattro. These are all settings that you can set. Yeah, those settings you can set on the, this is called a GX color control. So it's Victron Energy GX color control. So now the next thing is, let's sit that there for a second. What you'll need is one of these. Don't know if we can see that, but it's a USB interface. So it's a Mark III USB, VE bus to USB. Now this has a USB type whatever it is, type A I guess. So I'm going to plug this into my Mac at the moment. So I've got a little adapter, which then takes it to USB type C. So I can go into I'm going into the computer there. Then I have this end, so then over here somewhere. Okay, so yeah, I've got my USB Mark III or Mark III USB interface, and then this cable here goes down the back there, but it actually runs along here and into here, into the connection, VE bus connection. So now what I'm going to do is connect this together. I've only got one hand, so okay, so now I'm going to go to Launchpad, and I have Victron Connect just here. Okay, so it's found my Quattro 48V 110-2 × 100. There's the two outputs. It's connecting to it. Alright, so now we have a little picture of the inverter. Basically saying battery out. It does show AC1 or AC2 because I actually do not have an AC1 or an AC2. The system's wired differently than that. They're actually not used, and we'll discuss that maybe at a later date. So here I have settings. Press that. It says enable settings. So enable settings. Password is ZZZ. If you've got this program, that's the password. So then now I have all these parameters. General. And they're all things that you've got to either put in or change. We have grid, a whole lot of parameters there. I don't know how well you can see it on the screen. Inverter, charger, AC input control, and help and manuals. So if you don't know how anything works, you can always read up on it. Alright, so that's that for the Mac. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the PC. So now I've got over here VE config. Okay, so this must use blah blah. Yep, okay. So what you have to do here is you have to go to port selection, second tab, COM port, slide it across, be careful because there's a bit, and then COM3 USB serial port. It's a bit tricky trying to do those tabs, sometimes they have a mind of their own. Alright, so a target is found, retrieving supported functions. Okay, so I have the tabs across the top here. Now, one thing, these are two different programs on the Mac and the PC. I actually had to buy this PC because the Mac didn't do everything that I needed it to do. So the Mac had general, it had grid, it had inverter, had charger, virtual switch, but it didn't have virtual switch, and it didn't have assistance, and the assistance I needed because I've got 4 assistants in here, 3 that were supplied to me by the people that supplied the equipment for me, and then 1 that I've put in because it didn't work, so now it does work. So that's that. You've got all sorts of other things across the top. I don't really know what they'd probably do the same things as these buttons down here anyway. Yeah, so anyway, that's that. Okay, so that's covered putting the settings into the Victron Quattro and the GX color control. Here's the Victron with its cover off. Now, if we're looking at this, for anyone that cares, you have, oh hang on, we'll put that there and I'll get a little pointer. So we have AC1 coming in here, breaker, down to the inverter, AC, DC on that side, and then the battery. So we've got the DC coming in for the battery changes it to AC, that's going out of AC1 or AC2, but they're also connected. AC1, AC2 is connected here. You got AC2 coming through here. So basically what this is showing is power comes in, power's coming in here, or power's coming in here. This could be your grid, or your inverters and grid, both, and that's going to go down AC, change to DC, and then charge the battery. When the battery's got some of that power, will go, if it doesn't need to charge the battery, it'll come out to AC1 or AC2. So AC2, same things, coming down AC, changing to DC, and then filling the battery. Now, ordinarily this would be the grid or your PVs, PVs being solar panels, photovoltaic panels, and then AC2 would ordinarily be a generator. So what happens then is that when the grid goes out, there's no power coming in, the generator would start, unless the battery has got, if it's got power, there's no need for the generator to start. But you may not have a battery system. Well, this one you're going to have a battery system, but it won't need to start because the battery's producing power to AC1 or AC2. Wow, when you get to night time, the battery's flat, then the generator, you can have an automatic, the second that this battery goes to low voltage, then it would close this circuit here. You'd have an automatic starter on your generator, and the generator will power it. Now, so what I've got, I haven't got anything in AC1 or anything in AC2. I have my PVs coming into AC out 1, alright, so, and I have AC out 2 going out to my loads, alright, that's how they've got it configured. Obviously there's parameters involved to do that. I guess the reason it works that way, it would be confusing. I'll show you why it would look confusing. Firstly, when I got the diagram that the guy drew for me, the wiring diagram, he was using AC2 in. So this is AC2 in. Over here you've got AC1. Then you have AC1 out, AC2 out, and then AC in 2. So I've got nothing in AC1, nothing in AC2. The PV is coming into AC2, and then voltage is coming out of AC2. Sorry, PV is coming, or the inverter and PV, the solar panel power, is coming into AC1 out, into AC1 out. That's right, you heard it correct. And then the loads, which is my caravan power, is coming out of AC2 out. We have the battery connected here. We also have a temperature sensor connected to that, and we also have the power, this one here and that black one at the back there. That is actually the power that then powers up this board. Okay, I think I've covered pretty much everything, other than parameters. In some respects, maybe the guys that sold it to me are going, "Oh, I'm putting this on eBay, YouTube, and giving away their proprietary information. I believe in freedom of information, and I'm just showing you how I wired it after their wiring diagram didn't work. So it's working, and that's about it. I've got nothing else to tell you about this solar system at the moment. I hope you enjoyed it. Everyone seemed to watch the other one a whole lot, so I hope this one goes just as well. Please subscribe. There's a subscribe thing up here, a round circle. Click on it and you'll subscribe. There's a playlist and a video. So yeah, watch more videos, subscribe. Please subscribe, it'll help me out a lot. It just, how it works, okay, is that the more people subscribe and like my videos, the more chance there are for other people to see the video, because of the way the algorithm works and how the YouTube advertises the videos, or how they put it up on the screen that you're looking at. So please help me out, and you know, I would like to grow this channel and be able to do more and more things on this property. So anyway, have a good day. Subscribe, watch playlist, watch video. Cheers.